In this special video, I'm going to share with you the things that smart people would never say. You'll be surprised by the last one. But before we begin, let me tell you an important story that will help you understand the deep lesson behind this video. Pay close attention, because this is something very important. Imagine a small village where there's an elderly gardener, renowned not only for his beautiful gardens, but also for his profound wisdom. People from the village didn't just go to him for advice, but they also sought out his unique perspectives on life. This man imparted valuable lessons through the beauty of the garden he cared for. One day, a young man full of energy and curiosity decided to visit the elderly man for guidance. This young man was well known in the village for his ability to connect with people, but he felt something deeper was missing from his life, something that would truly bring meaning to his days. After listening and observing, the elderly man gave him a challenge. They would work in the garden together for 1 week, but there was one important condition. No words could be spoken. Every morning, the elderly man would share a life lesson while they worked in silence. The young man eagerly accepted the challenge, filled with curiosity to discover what he would learn. Day 1. The importance of silence. As the sun rose, the elderly man led the young man to a special corner of the garden. Without saying a word, he showed the young man how to trim the roses. Silence opened up the opportunity to listen to what could not be expressed through words. We learn to be present and pay attention to the world around us. Day 2. The wisdom of caution. The next day, while planting, the elderly man showed the young man how to choose the right spot for each plant. Not everyone needs to know your plan, he implied with a smile. Let your actions speak and do everything with caution. Day 3. Cultivating positivity. While watering the flowers, the elderly man taught the young man how to keep the garden thriving. Avoid planting the seeds of negativity he may have conveyed through his loving gestures. Joy and gratitude are like sunlight, making everything bloom. Day 4. Selfless generosity. Look, nature gives without expecting anything in return, the elderly man said while feeding the birds. True generosity seeks no recognition. Do good for the sake of it, and let your actions be a gift to the world. Day 5. Empathy and understanding. While caring for the ancient trees, the elderly man emphasized the importance of understanding each plant's needs. Don't talk about the mistakes of others, he may have suggested through his compassionate gaze. Seek to understand and support rather than criticize. Day 6. Confronting fear with strength. While working on the stone path, the elderly man taught the young man how to face challenges with courage. Don't let fear block your way, he seemed to say with calmness. Confront fear to discover the strength within you. Day 7. The true richness of the heart. As they silently admired the garden, the elderly man pointed out the beauty unfolding before their eyes. True wealth is not material possessions, he seemed to imply with a smile. Find richness in the heart and in relationships. That is the true essence of life. By the end of the week, the young man felt profoundly changed by the silent lessons of the elderly man. He understood that the most valuable lessons are sometimes not conveyed through words, but through actions and presence. These lessons became the core wisdom guiding him on his journey. This story illustrates 7 things that should remain unspoken, not as secrets, but as principles for a harmonious and respectful life. The secrets of others, personal plans, complaints, good deeds, the flaws of others, personal fears, and material wealth. Imagine this. You are at the office having coffee, when suddenly you hear, "Did you hear what happened with Maria?" Your heart races. Curiosity piques you. But wait, do you really need to know? Gossip is like a tempting sweet, delicious at first, but leaving a bad taste in your mouth afterward. Smart people know that gossip is a double-edged sword. But why are we so attracted to gossip? According to a study from the University of California, gossip takes up 65% of our conversations. Incredible, right? We seem addicted to it. Did you know that? Well, not all gossip is bad. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar argues that gossip played a crucial role in our evolution, helping us form social bonds and share information. The temptation is like when you're told not to think of a pink elephant, and what's the first thing that comes to mind? Exactly, a pink elephant. The key is to redirect that energy. Instead of spreading rumors, how about sharing good news? As Socrates said, the way to gain a good reputation is to strive to be what you wish to appear. Practical solutions, the 7-day challenge. For a week, commit to saying nothing negative about anyone. You'll see how gossip changes. We are humans after all. The important thing is to recognize it and work on it. As Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. Have you ever felt like your words shoot out of your mouth before your brain can process them? Don't worry, it happens even to the best of us. But truly smart people have learned to master the art of strategic silence. Let's explore the fascinating world of hasty words, especially in tense situations. Pause and count to 5. It seems simple, right? But those 5 seconds can make the difference between a thoughtful response, and a comment you'll regret for weeks. Imagine you're in a heated argument with your partner. You're about to say that hurtful comment you know will sting, but you stop, count to 5, and in that time, your brain processes the situation more rationally. The result? Daniel Goleman, author of the bestseller Emotional Intelligence, suggests that people with high emotional intelligence are better at managing their impulses, including the impulse to speak without thinking. So, if you want to avoid hasty words, working on your emotional intelligence is a good place to start. Another helpful technique is think before you speak. No, I'm not referring to thinking in general, but using the acronym THINK, T for true, H for helpful, I for inspiring, N for necessary, and K for kind. So next time you feel your words about to fly out of your mouth, remember to breathe, count to 5, practice mindfulness. Use your emotional intelligence and apply the think filter. Your relationships, career, and peace of mind will thank you. Imagine your bank account is like a safe full of treasures. Would you give the combination to anyone who asked? Of course not. When it comes to finances, it's smart to keep things private. Why? Well, people who are good at managing their finances tend to have healthier and less conflict-ridden relationships. Surprising, isn't it? Not so much when you think about it. How many times have you seen someone change their attitude towards someone else once they found out how much they earn? But it's not just about avoiding envy or judgment. Keeping your finances private also protects you from potential scammers and opportunists. It's like wearing an invisible bulletproof vest. No one knows you have it, but it keeps you safe. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where someone tried to provoke you? That awkward moment when you feel your blood boiling and acidic words are about to fly from your mouth? But wait, before you fall into that trap, let's talk about how a provocation is perceived as a social threat. It's like someone saying, "Watch out, tiger, in the jungle." Your survival instinct kicks in, and boom, you're ready to attack. However, here's where emotional intelligence comes into play. It's like having a superpower that allows you to see through others' intentions. Emotionally intelligent people understand that behind a provocation, there is often insecurity, pain, or boredom. It's as if they have an emotional shield that slides off them without affecting them. Another technique is using humor. It's like having a joke shield that deflects provocations. When someone tries to needle you, respond with a light joke. Not only does it disarm the provocateur, but it also relieves the tension in the atmosphere. It's like being a comedic ninja in the middle of a verbal battle. Remember, every time you avoid a provocation, you are building an emotional muscle. It's like going to the gym, but for your brain. Have you ever wondered if sharing every detail of your life on social media is really a good idea? Imagine your life as a private concert, only inviting the people who genuinely want to be there. Sure, it might feel good to get likes and shares, but when you overshare, you lose the power to control your personal narrative. Everyone knows what you ate for breakfast, where you're traveling, or what your thoughts on the latest political scandal are. The problem is, overexposure makes you vulnerable. As author Sherry Turkle, who wrote Reclaiming Conversation, puts it, the more connected we are, the less we actually connect. Social media is often a double-edged sword. Sure, it connects us with people around the world, but it also exposes our vulnerabilities and private moments. So, smart people share only what they feel comfortable with the world knowing. Keep your personal life sacred. Instead of oversharing, be intentional about what you post. You don't have to tell everyone everything. By doing so, you'll maintain your sense of privacy and mystery, which is a powerful asset in today's hyper-connected world. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you feel the need to continuously defend your actions, even though everyone knows what you've done? The constant need to justify yourself can make you appear insecure. It's like walking around with a sign that says, "I don't trust myself." Smart people know that actions speak louder than words. There's no need to explain every decision or mistake. If you're constantly defending your behavior, you're giving others too much control over your peace of mind. Instead of defending yourself, stand firm in your actions with confidence. Learn from your mistakes and let your growth speak for itself. As philosopher Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more than we speak." The phrase "I can't" is one of the most limiting things you can say to yourself. It's the quickest way to close the door on possibilities and stop growth. Smart people don't say "I can't." They ask, "How can I?" They know that every obstacle is an opportunity to develop a new skill, gain knowledge, and push beyond their limits. So next time you find yourself saying "I can't," stop and ask, "How can I?" It shifts your mindset from limitation to possibility. Remember, the greatest things in life often come from overcoming moments of "I can't." As Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Smart people know that no one is always right. We all make mistakes. But when someone says, "I'm always right," they're closing the door to growth. The need to always be right can block learning and make you appear arrogant. Instead of saying, "I'm always right," try saying, "I may be wrong, and I'm open to hearing your perspective." This attitude creates space for growth and understanding. When you admit that you don't have all the answers, you show humility and strength. As Socrates said, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. It's easy to blame others when things aren't going well, but smart people know that taking responsibility for their actions is a sign of strength. Imagine blaming your bad day on a colleague, your parents, or the weather. The problem with blaming others is that it takes your focus away from what you can control, yourself. Instead of blaming, focus on what you can do to improve the situation. What have I learned from this? How can I avoid repeating this mistake? These are questions that lead to personal growth. As Marcus Aurelius said, the obstacle in the path becomes the way. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Imagine this, you're talking with someone, and they can't stop complaining about everything: weather, work, relationships. The negativity spreads quickly. It tires you out. Smart people know that constant complaining doesn't solve anything. It only adds to frustration. It's like going in circles, complaining about the road you're stuck on without ever finding a way out. So what's the solution? The key is to acknowledge your feelings, but then focus on solutions. As Albert Einstein once said, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Complaining is the easy route. Taking responsibility and seeking ways to move forward takes strength and wisdom. Instead of saying, "This is so hard," try saying, "This is challenging, but I will find a way to solve it." This small shift in mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where you can't wait to share your point of view, even though the other person is still speaking? Speaking without listening is a big mistake. It's like watching a movie without sound. You may understand what's going on, but you miss the depth and nuance. Smart people understand the power of listening. Listening not only makes others feel valued, but it also helps you understand them better. This is essential for building deeper connections. Next time you're in a conversation, try this. Actively listen, repeat what the other person said, and ask follow-up questions. This shows that you're truly engaged and present in the conversation. As Stephen Covey wrote in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Change from reactive listening to active listening. So, you've explored 11 things that smart people always avoid saying. If you can recognize and replace these statements with wiser, more thoughtful responses, not only will your relationships improve, but your happiness and personal growth will also thrive. Remember, the key lies in awareness. Start by noticing when you tend to say something from this list, and pause to think about how you could respond differently. It's in those moments that true wisdom will emerge. Thank you for watching this video. Let's support our wonderful community by hitting subscribe and turning on notifications right now. Show everyone that you're living kindly by liking the video and sharing your experiences in the comments. Take action now to spread positive energy.